McMurray. From the pitching staff, number 33, Ash Amerlin, and number 14, Luke Glenn. The All-Stars from Fort McMurray include number 28, Elijah Olebal. Number 3, Nick Save. And participating in the Home Run Derby tomorrow afternoon in Okotoks, Matt Rhodes. Congratulations, gentlemen. The All-Stars this year from your Sylvan Lake Gulls on the pitching staff, number 31, Josh Dolich. Number 19, Matthew McKenzie. And number 36, Mickey McCluskey. Your All-Stars this season include number 7, Jaden Flores. And number 16, Rowan O'Connor. Participating tomorrow afternoon in the Home Run Derby, number 24, Aiden Macaris. Ladies and gentlemen, the WCBL All-Star Game is available on FloCollege, or you can still get tickets to that game and the Home Run Derby tomorrow afternoon. Good luck, players. Thanks for making us proud with the Gulls and the Giants. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'll kindly ask you to please rise, remove your hats and your caps, and join us for the on-field live anthems tonight on Taylor Swift Night, presented by Mobile One Lube Express. The Star-Spangled Banner, followed by O Canada, performed tonight by Taylor. Yeah, it's Taylor Manning at the Gulls game tonight with the anthems before our game. Taylor?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early
Welcome to Sylvan Lake, the Sylvan Lake Gulls!
Without further delay, Gulls baseball fan, let's welcome the first ever coach in our history, Jason Chatwood.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your Sylvan Lake Gulls!
A three-game series is on the line tonight as the Sylvan Lake Gulls will look to bounce back against the Fort McMurray Giants on Swifty night here at Pagattle Park. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome into the Gulls Nest broadcast booth. You're watching Gulls baseball, brought to you by visitsylvanlake.ca. I'm Cale Clark. This is Jim Claggett as we set you up for the final game in this three-game split series. Jim, pitching has been pretty solid. So is the defense for the Sylvan Lake Gulls as of late, but the Fort McMurray Giants offense got the best of them last night. Take us through it.
Well, you know, last night, if I got my microphone on, yes, I do. It just didn't sound like I did. I'm losing my hearing.
That's okay.
Yeah, well, anyways, last night it was kind of a tale of two games for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. They played well, but not well enough. They hit well, but not well enough. Fort McMurray on the other side pitched very well. The last two guys that came in, especially their closer, he played solid. And then their third baseman, Zach Kavanaugh was outstanding. Don't hit down third baseline. That's the advice.
Yep.
But it was more of a, I don't know, the Gulls just didn't seem invested in the game. I mean, they were trying, obviously, but there was just something missing. And full marks to Fort McMurray. They played very well last night.
Then you look at the night before, and roles were completely reversed.
Yeah.
Almost a no-no, if you will, for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, as it was right down to the bitter end. 2 outs, 2 strikes,
Yep.
and finally Fort McMurray cracked the goose egg with their first hit of the game.
They
That got rid of the no-hitter. So, you got to wonder, maybe that was still in the Gulls' head last night, and they're wondering, okay, what do we got to do to, get that? And then next thing you know, Fort McMurray's offense woke up for the Giants. But the Gulls will look to kind of get back on track from 2 nights ago, and that's going to look to this man in number 30, Josh Tucker, who, he's had a pretty good season so far. His last start, he was putting up some Ks and he was throwing the good stuff.
He had some early season stumbles, I guess we call him that. And then he's worked with Matt Hape, and he's worked with himself, obviously, and he's got himself to a point where now I think he understands what is working for him now and what isn't working for him. Well, here's one thing that we might notice, and maybe other people who are watching don't notice, but that's our starting pitcher, Josh Tucker, but look at the uniform he's wearing. He always picks
the baby blue.
He likes the blues, the stripes, the pinstripes.
Okay, yeah.
He doesn't wear these ones.
Yeah.
But he couldn't wear them last night because they said, you're going to wear the same ones last night? No, not going to wear the same ones.
I like it. Yeah, well, he's
So
looking good.
switch it up.
This is the lineup that he's going to be facing. That's not really switching up from last night.
No.
Is Elijah Olibal, Connor Rainey, and Matt Rodas is going to be the 1, 2, 3 batters. The only really new guy stepping in is Nick Savi, who's going to be catching tonight, and Camden Sanders as well in left field. So, going to be interesting to see what Fort McMurray has in store tonight, as both teams looking to take this 3-game series split even at 1 apiece.
100%. It's going to be fun. Talking to the Fort McMurray coaching staff, they said to me the other night, our pitching has been pretty good all season long. Our bats just haven't been there when we need them to be there. And they were there last night. Lane Snow hit a home run over the left field wall that was, that was a no-doubter. But Bryce Turner hit one too that was a no-doubter too. That was nice to see. Unfortunately for Junior Garcia, his streak of hitting the ball really hard at people continued last night as he hit a couple out to center field. One that their center fielder, Connor Rainey, you watch the speed on this young man, boy. He tracks down an awful lot of baseballs out there. Well, leading things off will be the right fielder, Elijah Olibal. And Tucker starts him off with a strike on the outside corner, and we are underway. And that's in for a ball. 1-1 the count. Brad Johnston is the crew chief. He is behind home plate tonight for the Men in Black. MIB, not the movie. And a strike there on the outside again from Tucker. Jared Greenberg is down over at first base, and down the third base line is Ty Hogland. So there's your crew for tonight, calling the balls and strikes and watching the bases. And Tucker missing outside with that one. 2-2 the count on Elijah Olibal. And a called third strike. Josh Tucker getting the benefit of that call and sits down Elijah Olibal.
Yeah, good way to start for the Sylvan Lake Gulls and this defense, and Josh Tucker being on the mound, and he picks up from where he left off a few weeks ago. And as I mentioned, in that last game, you could find that he found his game after working with Matt Hape. He had a rocky start like you mentioned, Jim, but he really came back and found himself here again in Sylvan Lake.
He absolutely did. This is the center fielder, Connor Rainey. If you watched last night's game and even the night before, you know that this young man has got some wheels as he tracked down some baseballs last night that could have been, should have been, would have been base hits if there was maybe another center fielder out there. But my God, this guy can run, and he has got a good glove. So anyway, He's got to get on base, though, is the main thing. And this is slammed down to Yukamoto over at short. The throw over to first, and that's the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Matt Rhodes, who is going to the All-Star game, as you heard earlier.
Sure is. He's going to be the home run derby hitter for the Fort McMurray Giants. So you got to be cautious when he's at the plate. He's got 5 home runs already on the year, and he is a big man. Look at him.
Yes, he is.
He stands into that batter's box quite tall.
So 2 down here in the top of the first inning, just underway here at Gulls Field at Pagato Park. And Tucker comes inside with that. 81 miles per hour. 0-2 the count.
Rhodes from Monument, Colorado, goes to Butler University. And he's already got a .267 batting average on the year, 24 RBIs, Jim. That leads the team in RBIs.
Now, we're not sure if that ball was foul tipped or not. We're not sure. Home plate umpire Brad Johnston is going to call in his compatriots, Jared Greenberg and Ty Hoagland, to discuss. Did you guys see anything? Did that ball hit the bat? Was it a foul tip? What do we got here? So they'll have a little conference here, because it did come kind of off center.
Okay, but they're going to say that he gets the base.
So he's explaining to Gulls catcher Trip Ray, and Wyatt McKnight is going to come out and say, hey, what's going on? So last night it was Matt Haight that was the acting skipper, as Coach Chatwood wasn't here. So Wyatt gets the explanation.
That's Coach
Or is
Chatwood.
that Chatty?
That is Chatty.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Coach Chatwood. Back in action, back as a goal.
Okay.
This tonight.
So Rhodes gets on base. I don't even know how to mark that. And that'll bring up Lane Snow, the designated hitter. We'll have to figure that one out. I just got him over at first base.
Yeah,
I know he didn't get a base hit. It wasn't a walk.
Yeah, and I was looking at my roster sheet when the play happened. Next thing I know, I look up and he's at first base.
Well, it went over the glove of Trip Ray, and it hit the backstop. And
Wondering if
it was
a
strike 3.
Late balk ball call, maybe?
No, because like I said, Brad Johnston put his hands up, but it's doesn't matter. It's all a moot point, because Josh Tucker says, well, okay, I'll just take care of this one then. I'll strike out the next guy. So a couple of strikeouts in this inning. No runs, no hits, and 1 man left on base. After a half inning, the Gulls come to bat.
For more than 40 years, we've been there, helping Canadians find the extra space they need to grow and to create new memories. Sentinel Storage. Buy Canadian, store Canadian.
It's pretty amazing when you think about how it's all connected, because it truly is. And it's all we think about, so you don't have to.
Well, there's the starting pitcher tonight for the Fort McMurray Giants. That's number 40, Liam Taft. And as I mentioned, the Giants' pitching has been pretty good so far this season, according to their coaching staff. That's what they like. And they would just want to see a little more offense. They definitely have the defense. If I was coaching somebody on the Gulls, I would say, don't hit down third baseline because it will disappear into that young man's glove, Zach Kavanaugh.
Well, they have a combined total of 270 strikeouts. They've given up 325 hits and 217 runs. Their ERA combined averaging everybody's .505. But here's the batting order that the Sylvan Lake Gulls have. Ty Okamoto starting things off, Jaden Flores and Brooks Bachman, the 1-2-3 batters. Kyle Lewis finishing up at the ninth spot for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. And as you mentioned, Jim, in the pregame show, just the Sylvan Lake Gulls offensively couldn't quite get anything going last night.
No, they couldn't. And, I mean, it's not like they didn't have opportunities. They left 6 men on base last night, including one inning, I think it was the 7th inning, where they had bases loaded and didn't get a run across. Or no, they had 2 men on base, that's right, and didn't get a run across. So, kudos to the Giants pitching staff and the Giants defense. They did the job. 1-1 the count on Tai Yukamoto. The almost no-hitter the other night, Yukamoto had 3 base hits. But it was Matt McKenzie that was our player of the game because, as a team, they combined for 15 strikeouts, gave up 2 walks and 1 base hit.
Yeah, that's a pretty good night's work, I'd say, on the mound.
And to have 5 guys do that.
Yeah, exactly. When you can throw everybody in there and they're all contributing. That's huge.
And everybody did something. I mean, Simon Baker came in, struck out the side. That was his only inning.
Yeah.
He faced 3 batters, struck them out. Everybody contributed. Mickey McClaskey kept the lid on things. Unfortunately, he gave up the base hit, but, it happened. Somebody, Olabelle made a nice swing and put it right where, as Rod Carew of the Minnesota Twins, a well-known hitter for the Twins, one of the best in Major League Baseball, always said, hit them where they ain't. And that's what he did. Full count on Tai Yukamoto facing Liam Taft here in the bottom of the first inning. Scoreless between the Gulls and Giants. And that misses down low. And Yukamoto does his job as a leadoff batter and gets on base here in the bottom of the first inning.
Well, let's take a look at this Giants defense to start tonight's game. Out in left field, you got Camden Sanders. At center, Connor Rainey. And in right, Elijah Olabelle. And then at third, Zach Kavanaugh, Ben Swenumson, and shortstop Coleman Kawaguchi and Matt Rhodes over at first with Nick Savi in behind the plate, catching balls and strikes.
This is Jaden Flores, one of our all-stars, and that's out to center field, and a little floater there that Connor Rainey takes in a few steps and records the out. Didn't have to work too hard for that one.
No, he sure didn't. It was a well-hit ball, but just right to center field. Just a little shallow. Couldn't quite find the gap. Brooks Bachman steps up now to the plate, and he's hitting .293 on the year, 99 at bats. He's got 10 RBIs, 1 homer, and 29 hits.
And he checks his swing, but it's a called strike. Bryce Turner is the hitter on deck for the Gulls. Tai Yukamoto with a decent lead over at first. Last night, Aiden Macaris was on second base, and he stole third. And it wasn't even close. He took off. The pitcher still had the ball in his hand. He hadn't even started towards home plate. And I'm not sure why his teammates weren't warning him, hey, the guy's going. But he'd already, and then he started his motion, so he couldn't throw. But he beat the throw and was dusting himself off. Well, then the ball arrived. There's another fly ball out to center field. And, that's where base hits go to die with the Fort McMurray Giants. Connor Rainey he seems to, especially to his right, which is, for a left-handed guy or a right-hander with the glove on his left hand. That's hard. And
it's not easy.
He tracked down 2 for sure, maybe even 3.
Yeah.
That I swear I was all ready to say, and that's going to go off the wall. No, it didn't. It went into his glove.
Well, that's got a chance. That's
And
going.
Bryce Turner hits this one into left field, but not enough on it. So no runs on no hits. 1 man left on base. After 1 complete, we are scoreless here at Gulls Field up at Gattle Park. The Giants are coming to bat.
Hey baseball fans, make sure to stay up to date with your favorite teams across the league by subscribing to the WCBL YouTube channel right now. We have tons of free coverage for you over there, including daily highlights, full archived game broadcasts, daily game day previews, plus 2 weekly shows including the WCBL Report with myself and Joe McFarland every Wednesday, and also the WCBL Game of the Week pregame show leading right up to game time every Thursday night. It's all in one spot, the WCBL YouTube channel. Subscribe today.
Last games in the WCBL before a little bit of a break. Not much of one, and not one for some players, as most will get the break, but some won't, as it is. Tomorrow night is the WCBL annual All-Star game taking on down in Okotoks, Alberta. Back here at Gulls Field, Cale Clark with Jim Claggett, 0-0 after 1 inning of play. Basically just got underway. It feels like 2 quick innings for both teams defensively. Both offensive sides have seen 4 batters. That ball lifted, though, in left field, and that will get Nick Savi easily over to second base with a nice double.
That was well hit.
It was, and a first pitch swing to start this inning, and yeah, he turned on that ball, and it carried well over the head of Quick.
And the wind's coming in from that left field, left center kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that was, yeah, you're right. He got all of that one. That'll make Zach Kavanaugh comes to the plate. He fouls that back against the screen. First pitch.
Sylvan
Another
Lake
one of
Gulls.
those nights, another one of those nights where the weather says, okay, stay alert. I might do anything.
That's true. It is a little bit of an iffy one, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Driving into the ballpark, I was wondering, okay, is it going to do the typical Mother Nature thing that it likes to do, where we start raining right at first pitch?
Yeah, 7:01.
Right at game time? Yeah, it never fails.
Oh, yeah.
They were calling for rain all day today. In fact, the afternoon they were calling for hail and even potential funnel clouds, and then nothing. And then even the evening for sure rain. I saw 90% on the Weather Network.
Okay, 90%. Well,
90%.
somewhere it's probably raining.
I mean, it's
So.
probably. But luckily, yeah, it's staying away for now.
They didn't say exactly where that 90% was. So
Yeah.
they give themselves an out. It's a hard job.
Yeah.
At the same time, I think 50-50. That's not good enough.
I saw.
You got to be better.
I saw
right?
a good amount of rain when I went to BC.
Oh,
last week,
imagine
that's
that.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's good in BC to see rain. They don't get that very often. I can tell you this, with the amount of rain that I saw, I'd be very surprised if it gets bad for wildfires out in BC, because they've had a good amount of moisture. It's very green right now.
That's good. That's good to hear. Full count here on Zach Kavanaugh. And a strikeout, number 4 for Josh Tucker. As he sits down Kavanaugh, and that'll bring up the second baseman, Coleman Kawaguchi. As here's the pitch from Josh Tucker, swing and a miss. And that was a good placement on that fastball. So base runner over at second, Nick Save. And this is Coleman Kawaguchi with a ball to his credit. Camden Sanders is the on-deck hitter. And Tucker living on that inside corner right now, and it's working for him. The 1-1 pitch ties up Kawaguchi. And Josh Tucker is ahead in the count, 1-2. Top of the second inning, Gulls and Giants here at Gulls Field. And that is another strikeout for Josh Tucker.
Yeah, he's dealing them right now. And, you know, it's just funny how this season has gone for Josh Tucker this summer. He's starting just to find more and more and more strikeouts each game he's played. First game, he only had 1. Actually, first game he had 0. Second game, 1. Third game he had 4. The 2 games prior to the last game he had 5. And then against Brooks on July 11th, he had 6 strikeouts. And already he's up to 5.
Yeah.
So he's, I think he's starting to feel more and more comfortable the more action he's been getting here this summer.
And our K-man got it right with regards to the strikeout, and then Matt Rhodes getting down to first base in the first inning.
Yeah.
He got that strikeout up there, so he knows his baseball. I couldn't figure out how to score that, but now we figured out it's a strikeout, and then you mark down what it was that got him to first base. So it was either a wild pitch or a pass ball, and
KB, PB, or WP.
it doesn't, you talk to the pitcher, it was a pass ball. You talk to the catcher, it was a wild pitch. At least that's what they always tell us.
That's usually what they say, yeah.
0-2 the count with 2 down. And Tucker missing with that one. Kind of a awkward dismount off the mound there, off the rubber, I should say, for Josh Tucker. But he nailed the landing. 1-2 the count now on Camden Sanders, the left fielder. And strikeout number 6 for Josh Tucker. So he is definitely feeling it. And the Giants sit down, no runs, 1 hit. They leave 1 man on base. We are through 1.5. Sylvan Lake coming to bat.
Well, good evening, fans. Welcome to a Friday night here at Gulls Field, Swifty night.
Have you ever wondered if there's one thing that connects people from across our province? Something that connects the
Coffee shop to the spray park or the brewery to the rodeo, the campground to the sports field, the friend next door with your family in the next town, the dealership with the ice cream shop. It's pretty amazing when you think about how it's all connected, because it truly is. And it's all we think about, so you don't have to.
FloCollege, you're watching Gulls baseball, brought to you by VisitSylvanLake.ca. Welcome, everybody, inside the broadcast booth. It is Swifty night, so we had to show you. Myself and my broadcast partner got some friendship bracelets. He's got the BFF. I got best. He put them together. That's best BFF right there. And if you're wondering what BFF stands for, in case you're maybe as old as this guy, best friends forever. Just so you know.
BFF. See,
Best friends forever.
in my house,
Boom.
it stands for Big Foolish Father.
Well, this is better than that. So
Yeah, I would go with that too. My kids, on the other hand, would argue that point. And the newest member of the Sylvan Lake Gulls steps in as the designated hitter tonight. This is Anthony Gilbert.
6 feet tall. He went to school at Campbellsville University. He's 23 years of age. Grew up in Quebec City. He played for the Campbellsville University Tigers. And as a junior, he had 61 hits. 12 of them were doubles. He pops this up, though, straight behind home plate. And down the third baseline coming in to catch it. Zach Kavanaugh makes the grab. But we're going to see more of him. 12 doubles. He had 5 home runs. His on-base percentage was at .438. So that's very unlike him to pop one up like that. He gets on base a lot, and his batting average was .363 with Campbellsville. So
Okay.
he's going to be a pretty solid ball player. I think just, first at bat, tough luck on that one for him.
Yeah, first pitch swinging, and sometimes you get it, sometimes you don't. And an attempted bunt there by Michael Quick, the left fielder, and it just bounces foul.
Sylvan Lake Gulls sending 6 players to the WCBL All-Star game tomorrow night. Meanwhile, Fort McMurray Giants sending 5 of their own. Last night of baseball in the WCBL before the All-Star one-day break, if you will. If you can even call it a break.
Yeah.
Really isn't one. For some of the players, it definitely isn't a break. For most, it is.
Well, and I think talking to some of the guys that are going there to pitch it, Matt McKenzie was saying, yeah, well, I might get 1 or 2 batters. Because they have 18 guys coming on the pitching staff, and you only got 9 innings, so you do the math, that kind of thing. But that's why Matt McKenzie started the game the other night and went only 4 innings. Had there not been the All-Star game, he probably would have gone 3 more innings, or at least 2 more, and get in that 5 or 6 inning window to get himself the win. But the All-Star game is happening, and they always want to give you at least 1 or 2 batters, and that's what's going to happen with the 3 guys that are going down there, Mickey McClaskey and Josh Dolish, as well as Matt McKenzie. Then you got Jaden Flores.
Yep. He's the only guy that's playing tonight that's going to be in that All-Star tomorrow.
From the Gulls.
From the Gulls side,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
And, you also have Rowan O'Connor getting the night off tonight, and then the home run derby guy, the vet, if you will, the oldest guy on the team, Aiden Macris.
Yeah. And it was interesting, and we should draw it. I don't know if anybody knows this, but a strikeout there by Liam Taft on Michael Quick. But we were introducing the All-Stars, and they introduced all the All-Stars, and then Aiden is part of the home run contest. Here's the pitch by Taft, and just floats away from Michael Quick. And so when they called Aiden's name, looking around and go, oh, right, yeah, he had a little dispute with the home plate umpire, Clayton Wandler, last night, so he's not in the game. He's not even on the bench.
Yeah, that'll happen.
That'll happen. So the guys that were lined up on the turf there, they all waved their hat and hey, yeah.
Yeah, they did their salute to him.
Yeah. So that was in the bottom of the 9th last night. But I asked Aiden about the home run hitting contest, and I said, strategy? He goes, well, says if the ball's there, he says, I'm swinging. And just he wants to kind of test himself, see if he can swing for 2 minutes straight.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Is you
pace himself.
See how much stamina you have.
Yeah, and then he's got Wyatt McKnight is going to throw to him.
Okay.
Yeah, he said Wyatt throws. He
throws
finds
BP and
finds the sweet spot all the time.
Yeah.
He says for me.
Yep.
And so that's good.
I've had batting practice with Wyatt once.
Oh, did you?
And he threw a couple
goofy ones.
Goofy ones on me. Yeah.
Yeah, just to see what would happen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, watch this.
Yeah.
I know.
You had to put a little bit of movement on it.
I got to try that once.
BP.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish. So
how did you set that
when
up?
we did it, we were doing it. we had to do it in the cage. We couldn't do it out on the field. I can't quite remember why. It might have been just the other. Oh, it might have been just because the other team was already doing their BP on the field. Anyway, I can't remember exactly the reasoning, but we did it in the cage. It was fun. I got a couple of good ones that felt good, but it'd be interesting to see how far in the field they'll go, because I guarantee you they're landing shallow left field, shallow center, shallow. I might find the gap, is what I'm saying, but and that would be a one that I'd be like, I got all of it.
I got all of it, and
it's maybe making it halfway out to the field. So
I hear you. That's a long ways out there.
Yeah, exactly.
400 feet to dead center.
It would be interesting to see, though, from the home plate where a guy could put one.
Well, this guy just put one. Trip Ray puts one.
Wow, what a catch.
There's a great catch there by Camden Sanders. As Trip Ray gave that a ride. And a salute from Liam Tate to his left fielder, Camden Sanders. Watch this, folks. Like, he just rockets this, and he doesn't even slow down. He knows he's coming close to the wall, and he makes the grab. To end the inning, 3 up, 3 down inning for the Giants. And after 2 complete, we are scoreless with inning number 3 coming up. Top of the 3rd inning, scoreless between the Gulls and the visiting Fort McMurray Giants. This is the shortstop, Ben Swenenson, and he'll face Josh Tucker, who's had himself a couple of pretty good innings with, 6 strikeouts. He's faced 8 guys.
6 strikeouts.
Struck out 6.
2 innings. Yeah, not bad. All the outs, thanks to that guy on the mound.
He starts off with a fastball up high on Swenenson.
Only one well-hit ball that's gotten off of the arm of Josh Tucker. And that was back in the top of the 2nd inning, and Nick Savi got all of it.
He did, too.
He's the only guy that's been able to so far solve Josh Tucker, but solved to nothing.
Yeah.
Because Josh Tucker then just struck out the last 3 batters.
Okay, so it's Taylor Swift night.
Yep.
I will confess right now, I have no idea of any song by Taylor Swift.
Okay, I guarantee you hear one, you're going to know it. Exactly.
No.
Do you listen to the radio at all, ever?
Not
anymore?
Not
you're being a radio guy, you don't listen to the radio anymore? Jim Claggett, ladies and gentlemen.
Let me answer, for crying out loud, okay? Come on. I don't, and local radio, I don't listen to.
Okay.
I listen to a provincial radio station that plays a variety of music, and they don't play Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure it's exciting music.
They don't play Kid Rock either. And so this is why I listen to them.
Okay.
And I'm not knocking Taylor Swift. Obviously, she's a very talented person, and there's another strikeout for Josh Tucker, I should say. Josh Taylor.
Josh Taylor Swift.
Josh Taylor Swift. That was really quick. No, he's out in. This could be a Abbott and Costello thing. Who's on first? What's on second? I don't know who's on third.
Just say Swift.
So we got Swift, we got Quick, and we got Tucker. Okay.
Yeah, she's very talented, but she's got more money than anybody as an artist in the world.
But she's dating a Kansas City Chief.
She is dating Travis Kelce.
That's too bad.
That's correct, yeah.
That's too bad. See, now that's what drops it down. And
that's what drops it down. That's where she just went wrong.
yeah,
right there.
absolutely.
Yeah.
You're dating a Kansas City Chief. Come on. Not my team. So.
Oh boy.
But I will say, I mean, yes, I have on occasion listened to local radio. I won't say who, but every so often I get I tune in just to see what's going on. And the reason being is a lot of them don't have a newscast, and that's what I'm a news junkie. And I kind of like to hear what's going on, but I understand why it's all happening that way because I was in the industry and I was there when it was starting to go in that direction. So I do listen to radio, but not that much. I'm not in my vehicle that much.
No, that's fair. Well, if you listen pretty much any local radio, you'll hear at least one Taylor Swift song.
I bet.
Eventually.
Yeah.
And it's Swiftie night, so you're going to hear a lot of them here tonight.
Okay.
And I'm sure one's going to stand out to you that sounded familiar.
Oh, there's another strikeout for Josh Tucker.
Speaking of familiarity, that Josh Tucker, these K's are starting to become very familiar to him right now. He is absolutely dealing this baseball right now.
I think as we watch this, he actually ties up Elijah Olibal with that fastball. And he's popping the glove on the outside and the inside. Doesn't matter. I've got a feeling that Mr. Tucker recalls that Ty Boudreau came out and tied his record for strikeouts, and he's going, okay.
Yeah.
I see you're 12. I'm going to put 13.
Yeah, exactly. You got to wonder if.
Well, he's over halfway there, isn't he?
Yeah, that's sitting in the back of his mind right now.
He's only 5 away from that, and we're in the 3rd inning. Now I don't want to jinx him either, but he can't hear me, so. 2-1 the count on Connor Rainey. He grounded out to short in his first at bat in the 1st inning.
Yeah, Ty Boudreau with what was it, 13? You said?
I think he had 12.
12.
I think
was Josh Tucker not the tying K total?
Well, he tied Tucker at 12.
Yeah. So Tucker's just saying he can't stand. He's got to stand alone. He can't be.
Yeah.
I mean, that's in good company. I mean, if you're Josh Tucker, you'll take that all
Well,
day.
there's number 9 right there.
Wow. There's the strike out the side.
There you go. No runs, no hits, 3 strikeouts for Josh Tucker, and his teammates come out and give him the high fives and the low fives and every other 5 in the book.
All business.
There we go. We are done. 2.5. Gulls coming to bat.
So we talked about the All-Star game. That's taking again place tomorrow night in Okotoks. Here are your Sylvan Lake Gulls All-Stars. You got the right-handed pitcher in Mickey McClaskey, right-handed pitcher Matthew McKenty, and right-handed pitcher Josh Dolan. Josh Dolan, 6'6" right-hander from Texas, 175 ERA. He's got 18 strikeouts and 25.2 innings pitched. His 8 appearances, he's got 3 starts. McKenzie, 2-2. He's got a 2.85 ERA. He's got 33 strikeouts, 38 innings pitched, just over 38. This Nova Scotian has pitched in 9 games, making 5 starts and 4 relief appearances. And then you look at that last pitcher in Mickey McClaskey, about 6'3", plays for Gonzaga University. He is got 4 saves over 12 relief games, and that's ground out to second and thrown out to first on Simon Baker. As I was mentioning, McCloskey with those 4 saves in the 12 appearances that he's had. He's racked up 34 strikeouts in 18 innings. He's also 1-1 with a 2.94 ERA. That's just the pitcher side of things. And that's, you know, pretty good stats going off of what I just read out. That's the reason why those guys are making their way down to Okotoks tomorrow.
That is undeniable. This is up to center field. Connor Rainey making it look easy as he does. That's the third putout for Rainey here in just 3 innings of work. So Kyle Lewis flies out, 2 down here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. That'll bring up the leadoff man, Tai Yukamoto, who started things off by drawing a walk, and then he was stranded at first base. So scoreless here between the Gulls and the Giants, as Liam Taft, is doing a good job on controlling these very dangerous Gulls batters.
Well, and you know, Fort McMurray, they got lots to play for right now, and especially in this point of the season, they are in that last playoff spot right now in the West Division. So they're kind of, with Brooks Bombers being hot on their heels, they're needing what they can get out of wins, and that is lifting left field. That's going to be a base hit.
Now Tai Yukamoto floats this down the left field line, and precision baseball right there as it drops in safely. He had thoughts of heading towards second base. He rounds first and takes a look, but good coverage there by Camden Sanders as he gets on the ball fast enough to keep Yukamoto over at first base. That'll bring up Jaden Flores, who is, I mean, if you look at his stats, my goodness, he's got the RBIs, he's got the home runs, and he's got the stolen bases, and he's got the average. And he's also very good defensively. So, yeah, all-star, okay.
Yeah, leading the team in RBIs, 6 home runs, also leading the team in home runs. 298 batting average, among the top batters with the average.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
O'Connor's
the only one that's got a better average than him with more at-bat appearances.
14 stolen bases, I think.
And, yes,
yeah, 14.
Well, 14 walks and 14 stolen bases, yeah.
And this will just drop into no man's land there. And Yukamoto is going to make a try for third, but a gun from Connor Rainey. And unfortunately, Zach Kavanaugh couldn't squeeze the throw from the center fielder because he had Yukamoto dead to rights here. As you watch this just drop in.
Yeah, it was an interesting choice by Yukamoto to make the run and make the turn, but luckily, yeah, as you mentioned, for him, Zach Kavanaugh just couldn't hold on to it. So now there's runners in scoring position for the Sylvan Lake Gulls, and Brooks Bachman having a chance here, 2 away, maybe to keep this rally alive. We've seen the Gulls do this time and time again. The rally, the 2-out rally, they come alive and they get things going, and they could really use it right now in this point of the game when things have been pretty quiet offensively.
And with the way Josh Tucker is pitching, 2 or 3 runs might be
all you need.
All you need tonight, yeah. You know, some of the guys are saying, oh, you know, I really like the, 8-7, 10-9 games with lots of hits and home runs and stolen bases. And I really enjoy watching pitchers do what they do, and then the defense do what they do, and then timely hits or manufacturing a run with a bunt and a stolen base. And this is lifted out into deep center or left field, but Camden Sanders is there as Bachman flies out to end the inning. The Gulls strand 2 base runners as we are through 3 complete here at Gulls Field. Scoreless between the Gulls and Giants. Fort McMurray coming to bat.
Josh Tucker on the mound will go to work yet again. He's ready to go again, as he has been all business here tonight, and he is really firing on all cylinders right now. 9 strikeouts on the night. Just struck out that last side all to himself. All the outs are because of him, other than one.
And this is lifted out to the gap in left center, and that's going to roll right to the wall, as that is Rhodes. That's why he's going to the All-Star game. He hits the ball, and he's got a stand-up double to lead things off here in the 4th inning. A well-hit ball. So our producer, Calvin Bellows, in my ear, and my co-worker here, Cale Clark, points out that the song that was playing leading into the inning was a Taylor Swift song, so something about 22?
22.
Okay.
One
and
of
he
the more
says,
popular ones that she's got.
okay, ooh, I should know this, right? Sorry, I don't. He says, Jim, you must feel 22. And no.
No, not quite, eh?
No.
Times that by 2, maybe?
I've got a golf club that's 22 years old. That's about it.
Oh, boy.
Maybe a shirt that's about 22 years old.
A lot of the workers here at Gulls Field aren't even 22 years old.
I know. I'm very aware of that. But thank you for reminding me.
You might be one of the older employees.
You know what? I didn't have to put up with this when you were going.
Well, I had to make up for all that lost time.
And you're doing a fine job of that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You're catching up quickly.
I missed ya.
Yeah, like a toothache.
Yeah.
0-2 the count here on Lane Snow, the designated hitter. He is one of the strikeout victims of Josh Tucker. And looks like there's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different guys that have struck out tonight. And this is popped up, and second baseman Jaden Flores centers himself, grabs the ball, and Matt Rhodes is going nowhere on that one, and that's one down. The infielders and the outfielders are probably thinking, hey, thanks for letting us handle the ball.
You're letting us play.
Because the only ball that has been hit to the outfield, the 2 base hits.
Both doubles.
Both doubles.
Yeah.
And then everything else is either strikeout and a ground out.
There's been
and
one
a pop-up.
ground. Yeah, been one ground out, and now that pop-up.
Yeah. Interesting night. I feel 22.
Oh, boy.
I'm sure she's very talented. She must be to last this long. But mind you, and this is me being the old guy shaking my cane at the clouds and telling people to get off my lawn. But I'm just thinking that the attention span of the audience that she preaches to might not be as long as the attention spans of people my age when we were listening to music.
Fair.
And so maybe these things, they have a life of their own, but maybe it's a short life. I don't know.
Well,
but it seems to me that way when I watch the news and the entertainment news. Every so often they throw names in there, and I go, "Who's that?" I don't have any idea. And the other night, Bryce Turner was sitting on the bench. He had his headphones on. He was listening to something. I said, "What you listening to?" He goes, "You wouldn't know." He didn't even hesitate.
Yeah.
He said, "You wouldn't know." Well, come on, give me a chance. Maybe I would.
Well, if you don't know Taylor Swift, you probably don't know.
Well, and he showed me the artist, and I went, "I don't know."
Do you remember the artist's name?
No.
Oh.
I don't. Yeah, I couldn't even begin to guess.
Well, I
know he was a rapper.
Okay.
Okay, I know that.
Okay.
And I guarantee you that genre I do not know anything about, and I'm not ashamed of that. It's not my style of music, and so I don't listen to it.
Well, I had tickets to a Taylor Swift concert once at Rogers Place, or I believe Rogers Place, Rogers Field, anyway, whatever it's called, out in Toronto, and apparently the people that bought those 2 tickets, I bought 4. 2 of my friends still went. I sold my pair. Apparently the couple that bought my tickets, Jim, they were retired.
Really?
Yeah, they were older. Who would have thunk it?
Who would have thunk it? Yeah, no. Well, and here's the thing. As a strikeout there for Josh Tucker, Nick Save. And that'll bring up Zach Kavanaugh here. That's strikeout, what, number 10 now?
Yep.
Wow. So the cost of tickets to go see these artists live.
Yeah.
I cannot even begin to imagine what you have to do to get those tickets and the amount of money you have to save, beg, or borrow in order to go see. And you're sitting in a seat probably where they look like about an inch tall.
Yeah, you have to watch the screen the whole time basically to see anything and enjoy it. Right?
So basically, you're paying what, $400, $500, $600 for a ticket to watch TV?
With those tickets
with a whole bunch of other people.
Yeah, with those tickets, you're looking at a couple grand a ticket.
Oh
Jim,
my goodness!
With Taylor Swift, that's how big she is.
Couple of grand?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, maybe not when they first come out, but the thing is Taylor Swift is so big, you have to apply to have a chance at even buying the tickets, and then you have to be approved on your application. And the approval process was like 1% in all of Canada, Jim. You had a 1% chance to get like this code to get into the early ticket purchasing. Otherwise, you're buying off a StubHub, which is like basically almost like a scalping site, right? Or that's what they say anyway sometimes. So
pretty much,
or just people that resell the tickets for even higher value. So if you're not getting that 1% code, you're paying at least $2-3 grand a ticket in the nosebleeds, Jim.
Wow.
That's how big Taylor Swift is.
1 and 2 the count. Let's get back to baseball.
Okay, I'm just saying.
I know, yeah.
Swifty
and
night,
I appreciate the information.
There's a little bit of insight for Swifty night.
There
We're done
you
with
go.
Swifty night. we'll stop talking about Taylor Swift.
1 and 2 the count. Well, here, just to end on a happier note, I went and saw one of the best rock and roll bands in the history of rock and roll in Winnipeg, Manitoba in 1970, I'm going to say 76. And I paid $5 for that ticket, and that was almost broke my bank at $5, and it was The Who.
Oh, okay.
So, and you say, who? No,
Yeah,
The Who.
yeah.
No, The Who.
Who?
What? So,
The Owls?
anyways. End of story.
All right. Good to know.
Did go to a free concert one night at the University of Manitoba, and the warm-up band, we had no idea who they were. They were very loud. It was Kiss.
No way.
Yep.
Oh, that'd be cool.
We didn't have any idea. Nobody knew who
That
they
was
were.
when they were just starting
They
up.
had just started out. Peter Criss was the only guy painted up, the drummer.
Yeah.
He was the only guy with face paint. That was it.
Huh.
And he didn't have like really, 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 really long hair. He had long hair. It was 1974.
Yeah.
So everybody had long hair.
Everybody
Even
did.
I did.
Yeah.
I had hair. My little buddy Oliver at the Sylvan Lake Library, he'd be happy because he said I had, you only have 100 hairs on your head. I said 100? Oh boy, thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for the compliment. Are you
I
counting my
appreciate
eyebrows
that.
too, or?
Yeah. I got more hair on my arms there, Oliver. Thanks, buddy. But he's going to be a precocious little man.
Nice.
Full count here on Zach Kavanaugh. Yes, there's a baseball game going on, folks. Oh, sorry. Shiny penny, squirrel in the tree. Woohoo. Can't keep my focus.
Jim's finally got somebody that he can talk to up here.
Well, I know I argued with myself while you were gone.
Did you? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Well, there you go.
Well, why waste a good argument?
Yeah, I'm glad somebody had to keep it going.
I had
Glad you did it for both of us.
Yeah. I debated myself. You ask Calvin and Mitch. They heard me. They're probably just rolling their eyes going, okay, Grandpa's gone on a vacation again in the booth. This is Coleman Kawaguchi, the second baseman, one of the strikeout victims. I think the only guy that hasn't struck out tonight, nobody. They've all struck out at least once against Josh Tucker. So he's not picking on anybody. He's not showing any favorites. And this is down low. 67 pitches on, or 68 now on the night for Josh Tucker. Nobody in the Gulls bullpen. Top of the fourth inning here. We are scoreless between the Gulls and the Fort McMurray Giants. The Giants with runners on first and second with 2 down here, though. Threatening to break the goose egg.
Josh Tucker just wanting 3 more. Ty, well, it maybe beat Ty Boudreau if Ty Boudreau only had 12.
There we go. 2-2 the count. Yeah, I believe I might get those numbers wrong, but they were being fed to me through my ears while I was doing other things, and I'm not my wife. I can't multitask like that.
It was 13 strikeouts against Brooks on July 10th for Mr. Ty Boudreau.
Yeah, and I think it was 18 in total.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That tied
the league team record.
League team record, yeah.
Yeah, so he needs 14.
Yeah, for a personal best and team best by a single pitcher.
Well, 10's pretty good.
I mean, 10's phenomenal.
In not even 4 complete innings.
Yeah.
So 2-2 the count here on Kawaguchi, who struck out, imagine that, in the second inning. And there is number 11 for Josh Tucker, who is feeling it and dealing it, as they say. So after 3.5, we are still scoreless here at Gulls Field at Pagano Park. The Gulls coming to bat. Inning number 4 for Liam Taft, young man on the mound for the Fort McMurray Giants from Bakersfield, California. He'll face Bryce Turner, Anthony Gilbert, and Michael Quick, I should say.
It's been a pitcher's duel right now.
It has been. The last 2 games have been this way.
And it kind of surprises you just with where Fort McMurray sits in the standings. You know, we've watched them play now the last couple nights, and yeah, they've brought some of their best work forward. And yeah, they maybe didn't have their night the first night, but night 2 they got their revenge, and it makes it for an interesting 3rd game of this 3-game series as Bryce Turner lifts this one into left field. But getting there on his horse real quickly was Camden Sanders for yet another grab out in left field, his 4th of the night.
That was a well-hit ball by Bryce Turner, but kind of a la Junior Garcia, was right at somebody. So that'll bring up the newcomer, Anthony Gilbert, the DH tonight. He swung on the first pitch he saw as a Sylvan Lake Gull and popped it up to the third baseman, Zach Kavanaugh. And he watches the pitch go by this time for a strike.
Yeah, you almost wondered after that first one that he's going to let that one maybe go by and get a view of it first.
And that misses inside now. 1-1 the count now on the DH tonight. Michael Quick is on deck. He is playing left field this evening. And This is lifted out to right field, and Olibal makes the grab. And that is 2 down. So Josh Tucker is up over 70 pitches. Liam Taft, that was pitch number 39. Very efficient work by the young man from Bakersfield.
Yeah, the main difference in this is he's getting his outs from the defense behind him. Meanwhile, Josh Tucker's doing all the outs himself.
He's doing the heavy lifting.
Yeah, the heavy lifting. So that kind of goes to show what night it's been per pitcher.
And sometimes you need your defense. Sometimes
exactly, and
it's in your hands.
It's not to the fault of the pitcher. It's just
No.
that he's putting the ball in tough spots. That it's creating a lot of pop-ups. One ground out, but mostly have all been pop-ups. So he must have some kind of pitch working in his favor that, you know, kind of fools the batters and swinging underneath of it.
Yeah.
It seems to rise.
0-2 on Michael Quick from Oshawa, Ontario. And he ties him up inside. And the catcher finally locates it in his feet and makes the throw over to first. To bring the inning to a close, no runs, no hits, nobody left on base. 4 innings complete here at Gulls Field. We are scoreless and heading to the 5th. Well, we are in the top of the 5th inning. 72 pitches for Josh Tucker and 11 strikeouts. I would say he is in the groove, is number 30. He might change these to his favorite uniforms, by the way.
He works well in them, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Wow. You know, that's just crazy to think. You know, he's got almost averaging 3 strikeouts an inning, with 11 strikeouts in 4 innings. It's absolutely incredible.
That is some efficient work there. As that is an attempted bunt by the left fielder Camden Sanders. Do you think he's named after the ballpark in Baltimore? I'm just guessing.
Tough to say, yeah.
Yeah. 1-1 the count. Make that 1-2 now. Swing and a miss. So the only guy working harder than Josh Tucker tonight, I think, is home plate umpire Brad Johnston. His arms are getting a workout for calling strikes. And there's strikeout number 12.
Wow. This is
surreal.
This is something to watch right now. I mean, if you're at home, you're probably enjoying this just as much as we are. If there's any way to get this word out to anybody that's not watching the game, maybe get them to tune in, because this has been a show to watch on the mound for the Sylvan Lake Gulls.
Here we are in the 5th inning.
I don't think I can recall ever seeing anything like this before, where it's been working this quickly and it's just nonstop.
Well, Ty Boudreau.
Well, yeah, but
and then Josh Tucker before that.
But did he do it this fast in 4 and a bit?
If I look on my sheets, I think he probably did
was close,
6 innings.
6 innings, okay.
So Then Swedenson flies out to right field for the second out. And Simon Baker is out there and makes the grab. So 2 down here in the top of the 5th, the top of the order, Elijah Olibal, who has struck out looking and then struck out swinging. You see a pattern here? That bounces down low for ball 1. Well, so far, knock on wood, the weather has cooperated. I would hate to see the skies open up now. He's 1 strikeout away from tying the team record, the league record, and yeah.
Yeah, I'm knocking hard for him.
Okay,
right
well,
now.
he's 1-2. He's ahead in the count here on Elijah Olibal.
Yeah, he can play with it now a little bit here.
Yeah, he can throw one away here if he wants to. Get him swinging at a bad pitch. No, there's a base hit for Olibal. That could be 2, as that is in the far corner down the left field line. And a good throw there by Michael Quick. But Olibal with a stand-up double to keep the inning going for the Fort McMurray Giants, who are proving to be a thorn in the side of the Sylvan Lake Gulls for the 2nd game in a row.
Well, that's the thing, is when they're getting hits in numbers. They're getting a double every time. Otherwise, if they're not hitting it, they're striking out or popping it up. Yeah, this is just a weird game. If they can't get Josh Tucker figured out, they're usually hitting a good ball. But that one gets scooped up by Flores. The throw over to Turner for the 3rd out. So it'll just stick to 12 strikeouts so far on the night for Josh Tucker. When we come back, we'll be at the bottom of the 5th inning. Still scoreless between the Gulls and the Giants.
Well, we are into the bottom of the 5th. We are still scoreless here between the Giants and the Gulls. Trip Ray will lead things off for the Gulls. The 7, 8, and 9 batters facing Liam Taft. Trip Ray, Simon Baker, and Kyle Lewis. Now, our in-house PA guy, Joe Whitbread, just announced all the birthdays up on the board there.
Okay.
Last night was supposed to be a birthday announcement, and I'm not sure how the communication happened. Something got lost in the translation. Anyways, Kai Rimple's mom.
Oh, it was her birthday.
It was her birthday. So a happy belated birthday.
Yeah.
To Kai's mom.
Mrs. Rample?
You betcha.
Great to hear that. That's awesome. And was she here at the ballpark?
They were here last night, and it's like, okay, there we go.
Wonder if they're here tonight or if they're watching at home in Calgary. If they're watching home, well, happy belated birthday, Mrs. Rample. Hope you had a great day.
And, you know, her young boy, Kai, is going to be my replacement up here. Because, geez, he nailed it. Between him and McClaskey.
So I guess we're done then.
Yeah, we can walk away anytime now.
Well, Trip Ray thought that was a walk, but he had to quickly pick up his bat, redo his gloves, and
That's happened a few times.
Reset, yeah, just a few this year.
And it's always interesting when the catcher is the one that does that to the umpire, because now he's going to stand in front of him or squat in front of him in the next inning and say, hey, you know that call you made against me? How come we're not getting that call now? Anyway, Trip Ray draws a leadoff walk here in the bottom half of the 5th inning. That'll bring up the left-handed batter Simon Baker, who's been a little quiet with the bat lately, but my goodness, when he steps on the pitching rubber,
He can get under it.
Whew.
Yeah, this would be time for him to kind of get off the schneid, open up the scoring here, because as we know, the way this game is going, it might not take much.
Ooh, that was tight inside. Yeah, there's a few guys loosening up here in the Gulls bullpen, so maybe one more inning for Josh Tucker.
So, yeah.
To give him a chance to tie and or break the record for strikeouts. But he seems to be throwing pretty well right now. This is skied into shallow center field. Connor Rainey moves in quickly though and settles underneath it, and that is one down as Rainey doesn't miss too many.
No.
That'll bring up Kyle Lewis, who flew out to center field.
Kyle Lewis, one of the newcomers to the Sylvan Lake Gulls. He's been here now for a couple to a few weeks. In 38 at-bats, he's only had 7 hits, but he's had 3 big ones that have cleared the fence, homers. And he's got 10 RBIs so far on the year. 1 RBI right now could be huge in this game, just the way things have been going.
Yeah. We had a 5-0 win by the Gulls on Wednesday. 5-2 win last night by the Giants. So scoring is at a premium here between these two teams, as the pitching staffs for both sides are doing well. Now, I haven't seen this in a while. Reese Usselman is the first base coach. Where's Cam Diaz? Maybe he's warming up. And this made a lot of noise, but is hanging up in the wind. And a fly ball out to left field for Kyle Lewis is the second out of the inning. That'll bring us to the top of the order, Tai Yukamoto.
Well, it's easy to see a good chunk of the plays defensively for the Giants tonight have been made in the left field and center field here tonight. Everybody else has been just watching them go over.
Yeah. Well, one to right field.
One to right field, that was about it. And then one pop-up that Anthony Gilbert had to, Anthony Gilbert flew out to the third baseman in Zach Kavanaugh, who had to run in on it. This is pounded pretty good with the wind at the back. This is going all the way back to the track, and that's caught by Elijah Hollebell. So again, the Giants get some work from their defense and from the outfield and retire this one to keep the Gulls scoreless. It's still scoreless going in the 6th inning when we come back here on Gulls Baseball.
Well, lots of zeros up on the boards there for the people to look at. And Josh Tucker starts things off by throwing a strike down the middle to the first baseman, Matt Rhodes, and he grounds it down to his opponent over at first base. As Bryce Turner steps on the bag. So not a strikeout, but the next one will be lucky number 13, right?
It would be, yep. If he can get one more, that'll tie Ty Boudreau from just a week ago.
Ty Boudreau, who if you haven't heard by this point, and maybe some of you haven't, is a member of the New York Yankees. There you see the picture as he signed the deal there for the Yankees.
Non-drafted free agent signing.
Yep. And it was an interesting, talking to Gareth Boudreau, Ty's dad, and he explained how that all came about. And I'm not going to pretend that I know what he was talking about because I was trying to follow, and it's like, okay, there's some money involved, and there's some, you can only spend so much on draft picks, and the Yankees didn't have enough at some point in time. And anyways, they worked out a deal, and Ty ends up signing with the New York Yankees. One thing I did pick up out of this conversation with Gareth, and that ball right over our heads, count 2-2. One of the Yankees scouts said Ty reminds him of their closer in AA baseball in their system.
Okay.
That's a high compliment.
No doubt.
Because there's a jump obviously between rookie ball and single A, and then single A to AA and AA to AAA to the majors kind of thing. But that comparison to somebody that's in the AA organization, that bodes well, I think, for Mr. Boudreau, because he definitely has the tenacity and the attitude to go pitch for a New York Yankees team, whether it's AA or AAA or. Anyway, Josh Tucker maybe showing a little sign of wear and tear here as he's up to 90 pitches.
I think that one he was really just hoping that Lane Snow was going to chase that ball and go down swinging. Snow had a better eye on it. He had a chance there to tie that record.
Yeah.
To Mr. Ty Boudreau, who we knew he wanted to sign with the Yankees. He kind of mentioned it. He kind of gave us hints and feelers ahead of the time that he was hoping the Yankees. That would have been the ideal team he wanted to go to. And he got what he wanted.
He
Man,
sure
talk
did.
about dreams coming true.
And that is just under the glove of Tai Yukamoto. And a solid hit there by Nick Sauve.
Well, Josh Tucker had to duck at the very last second. This was, that did not miss him by much. It's scary.
Right back to the box.
Yeah, scary to see, but luckily no harm.
Well, that
no
might be
foul.
it for Mr. Tucker tonight. They're going to.
Yeah, it looks like
he's going to get the handshake. He's going to hand over the ball, and he's going to end the night with no runs, 4 hits, 12 strikeouts. That's a pretty good line for anybody.
Heck of a line.
And a good job there by Josh Tucker as his teammates are out to greet him and give him the high fives, and well deserved. So we've got ourselves a new pitcher coming in, and they warm up. We'll be back after all this.
may not be counting Seagulls, but we're counting Crows as Mr. Jones on the mound for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. That is Hunter getting ready to face his first batter to come in after a hot start from his co-pitcher in Mr. Josh Tucker.
Yeah, Mr. Tucker, yeah, Mrs. Jones, Mr. Jones, anybody else, Taylor Swift, you know, whatever.
Taylor Swift. Yeah.
The man of the hour was Josh Tucker for sure with 12 Ks. And Hunter Jones has to pick up where Tucker left off. He's facing Zach Kavanaugh with runners on first and second and one down here in the top half of the 6th inning. We are still waiting for our first run of the night from either team. There you go. I guess that stands to reason when I say first run of the night. And Jones ahead in the count of 1-2. Young man from Edmonton, Alberta, just up the road.
And as Hunter Jones has told me before, double play is in order here.
Yep. That's a grounded foul down the first baseline.
And Hunter wanted that strikeout. He kind of smacked his leg in frustration. He wanted that.
I think that was the pitch he was.
That was what he was looking for.
Banking on there.
Yeah, he liked it. I think he liked how much it moved too. He was pretty happy with how he dealt it. And I mean, you know, you got to look at the work that his pitcher before him has done tonight, and I'm sure it's in a lot of those pitchers' minds right now in the bullpen. They're coming out of that bullpen tonight. Okay, we're at 12, boys. Let's get 6. Let's get 7 more.
Yeah, set the league record.
Yeah,
and also, you know, keep these guys off the board.
yeah. Well, that too, obviously. Like that's the main point of it all. But I mean, the bonus is, yeah, you could go for a league record here tonight if all goes well. And there it goes quite well for Mr. Jones as he gets strikeout number 13 on the night. His first, though, being the pitcher on the mound for himself.
Nice pitch here by Hunter Jones. Lots of movement on that. And he just ties up Zach Kavanaugh. That'll bring up Coleman Kawaguchi. Now, you mentioned, I liked your little segue. We're not counting Seagulls, but we're counting Crows because they had played the song, Mrs. Jones, counting Crows.
I'm glad you picked up on that.
Got it. Oh, I got it. I got that one.
I like it.
I'm not totally in a cave.
No. Never thought you were, but.
This is out to right field. Simon Baker backs up near the warning track. Plenty of room, and he gets underneath. I'll continue that story in the next inning, but that's the third out of the inning. We are through 5.5, and we are scoreless between the Giants and the Gulls. Sylvan Lake coming to bat. Well, Liam Taft, he doesn't have the strikeout totals of Josh Tucker, but he's got the the zeros up on the board there. And he's only at 53 pitches here through 5 innings of work.
Yeah. Well, if you want to just do a quick comparison on strikeout count, he's got 2.
Yeah.
Compared to 12.
He's only 10 back.
Yeah.
Oh, and he just beamed Jaden Flores, who got hit twice the other night. And the first time, okay, get it on the shoulder, but the second time he hit him on the hand.
Oh, ouch.
And they didn't call it.
Oh, really?
They said he didn't get hit.
They said it hit the bat.
It said it hit the bat, but it hit his padding.
That's terrible.
And
that's bad luck.
Yeah,
and
Jaden took a little step towards pitcher's mound. And I thought, well, oh, here we go. And no, he just was kind of giving the stink eye to the pitcher at that time. That was Luke Glenn, I believe.
Okay, yeah. He's one of the All-Stars.
Yeah. So it was interesting. It was like, well, dude, like, you hit me once already.
Yeah, he's got.
Now you hit me again?
He's one of their top guys on the mound for the Giants.
I'm sure he wasn't trying to.
No,
hit him,
of course.
But Jaden was just, okay, the first time, fine. Second time, okay. I should get a base out of this one, but he wasn't. So that was more annoying than anything, I'm sure. And that's down low to Brooks Bachman. So last night in the lineup, we had Bachman, Turner, O'Connor. So we had BTO, but just not the way I know BTO.
Yeah, that's fair.
I thought that was cool.
That was, yeah.
So anyway, I was telling
Your
my story about
yeah.
the Seagulls. Okay, so 2-1 the count here on Brooks Bachman, with Jaden Flores leading things off, getting hit by a pitch. He's over at first, and he could easily steal a base. Well, I shouldn't say easily, but he's a threat to steal the base. And Bachman tries to lay down the bunt, and it rolls foul. So tonight before the game, I went over and got the lineup from the Fort McMurray coaches. And first off, they said, no lineup tonight. You're going to pick the lineup. I went, oh, you don't want me to do that. But one of the pitchers from last night, young man from Aruba, and I'm just trying to remember his name, Ash. Yeah, Ash Amerlon. He came over to me and says, I got to ask you a question, a very serious question. And I said, oh, okay. And Flores takes off, and there's that stolen base. As the Gulls trying to manufacture something here, Jaden Flores with that stolen base, number 15 on the year, easily. So I said to the young man from Aruba, and he said his question was, where are the Seagulls? I thought, oh, okay. I was expecting an actual serious question, and maybe he was. I said, well, you put some French fries out in the outfield, and you'll find so many seagulls you won't know what to do with.
Yeah. Well, usually they're hanging around here quite a bit. You always see them flying around, and ironically enough, if you remember, and I'm sure you do, Jim, 5 years ago, the first ever win here at Gulls Field, a flock of seagulls flew right over our heads.
That's another band.
Yeah, flock of seagulls. It's true. Well, that Brooks Bachman, ground to second, that did the job. Flores now at third. It's the closest they've been, other than Tai Yukamoto, to
This has got to get out of play, though. It's up against the fence, and a good hustle there by Matt Rose as he crashes into the fence. Good effort there. He didn't even slow down.
No, he gave that an all-around effort on that one. And a tight game, that's important.
That's right. I mean, one run, they are valuable right now.
Well, it takes away any fly ball to deep field to keep a runner from scoring, too, if you make that catch. But now Turner still has a chance here to maybe cash in a run.
That misses outside. 1-1 the count on Bryce Turner, who is flowing out to left field both times in his at-bats. One to start the inning in the fourth and one to end the inning in the first. The 1-1 pitch And that's inside and tight. The count now 2-1. Turner looking for something. Maybe sitting on a fastball and just wants to drive it to the outfield and watch Jaden Flores tag and maybe score the first run of the game. And he fouls that off. Nick Sauve felt that one. Off the arm.
Bryce Turner has flown out to left field both times at bat tonight, back in the fourth and first. So Camden Sanders is at his number so far this evening. If he can pop this into right field, maybe that could be just enough what he would need.
The 2-2 count. And they say he went around. Home plate umpire Brad Johnston rings him up. So a strikeout there for Liam Taft, and timely for the young man from Bakersfield. I think he's smiling about that one. Thinking, I got the call, I think. Yeah, and I think he did. I'm not sure that he went all the way around, but
that was close, yeah.
Yeah, but Brad Johnston made the call. He didn't even check down to first base. He had the call already set. So Anthony Gilbert, the designated hitter, 0 for 2 tonight. The Gulls with only 2 base hits tonight.
Yeah, and this could be a great opportunity for the newcomer to, make an impact in a game like this. This is, where you kind of get excited. You get a little bit that anxious feeling at the plate.
Uh-huh.
You can make a big impact right now. And why not do it in your first game as a Gull?
That misses inside. The count 2-0 now.
He's got the numbers to show for it. And I know Sylvan Lake fans would be absolutely thrilled and pumped to see one land here.
So a runner over at third in Jaden Flores with 2 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And that is a base hit down the line. And the Sylvan Lake Gulls break the goose egg as Anthony Gilbert with an RBI double in his 3rd at bat as a Sylvan Lake Gull.
Welcome to Sylvan Lake, Anthony Gilbert. Exactly what we were waiting for. The numbers showed. You just knew there was a moment of time this kid was going to open it up, and he did. Hard hit ball down the line, and that stays fair. Easily drives in Flores, and the 2-out rally continues.
And the pitching coach for the Fort McMurray Giants is going to come out and have a little chat with his starter, Liam Taft. As he'll be facing number 44, Michael Quick, who is struck out and was thrown out at first after a strikeout throwout from the home plate or from the catcher, I should say, Nick Sauve. So 1-0 Gulls lead it here. They score the first run of the game off the bat of newcomer Anthony Gilbert. And one might do it, but I wouldn't bank on it.
Yeah, it's still lots of baseball to be played.
That's right.
And I mean, you got a new pitcher in Hunter Jones. They've been seeing Josh Tucker all night, but anything's possible at this point. I'm not saying that Hunter Jones can't shut the door, because he can, but it's going to take another complete effort defensively and on the mound from the Sylvan Lake Gulls if they think they can get away with just one run winning this ball game.
Well, the 4 base hits, as you mentioned earlier, the 4 base hits that the Giants have all been, they've all been doubles, haven't they? So they've been finding the gaps, just not with anybody on base. Oh, one single?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that was Nick Sauve. He has a double and a single tonight, so he's a dangerous batter to face at any given point.
He's one of their all-stars, isn't he? I'm not sure.
Yeah, he is. They added him. I think they added him to the list because Darcy Berry was originally named to the All-Stars, and then they changed it to Nick Savi.
2-1 count on Michael Quick with 2 out. Base runner over at second is Anthony Gilbert with the RBI to give the Gulls a 1-0 lead. Michael Quick at the plate, and Trip Ray is on deck. And Quick takes himself a walk down to first base. So now the Gulls have 2 base runners. And Trip Ray now will take off his shin guards, as he was ready to go in as catcher, but he has to get those things off his legs.
He's had to do that a couple times this year.
Yeah.
The 2-out rally that he's not expecting to come up to the plate to swing a bat, and then next thing you know, he's
Now you gotta go
undressing
swing.
himself to get
Yeah.
ready.
Get in there now.
Yeah.
Well, the easy thing to do is just to hit a home run. You can jog around the bases.
Well, there you go.
You don't have to run hard. Those legs, those shin pads won't hurt you.
I'm sure he'd be happy with that.
Yeah. And he squibs this down first base line, and Matt Rhodes scoops it up, steps on the bag, and brings the inning to a close. But the Gulls finally find a way to get to Liam Taft and the Fort McMurray Giants. A 1-0 lead after 6, with the Giants coming to bat. Well, there's a lot of Ks and a lot of people on that berm. 12 of those Ks, or 13 Ks in total, because Hunter Jones did get one the last inning, right? Yes, he did.
He sure did, yep.
So there's 13 Ks up there and a whole lot of people. A nice crowd again here on a beautiful Friday night. It's actually, although the sky out to the southwest looks a little bit threatening right now.
Yep.
But maybe it'll be nice and hold off for at least 3 more innings.
You hope so. Camden Sanders at the plate. He's had 2 of those strikeouts that are on the fence right now himself tonight. And that pitch misses just inside. 2-0 the count.
The Giants have stranded 7 base runners tonight. And a lot of that had to do with how Josh Tucker was pitching.
Yeah, like they just couldn't turn anything, you know, a little momentum, and they had twice where things were let off with a double. The inning was let off with a double, and they just couldn't turn anything after that. They'd come up, and Josh Tucker would fool the rest of the batters.
Hunter Jones picking up where Josh Tucker left off. That's his second strikeout since coming in the 6th inning in relief.
Yeah, well done. I mean, working himself back in, down from 2-0, and he comes back and he throws 3 straight strikes to catch Sanders looking. That was quite the impressive work that Hunter Jones brought himself back to doing. Ben Swenomson now. He's struck it once and flew out to right field. His last at bat.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah, that would sting.
It usually does.
They don't make it look like it did, though.
No.
They played that off well.
Oh, catchers. Gotta love them. 1-1 the count on Swenomson. And that is down low. Count 2-1. So 1-0 Gulls lead it. They've got 1 run on 3 hits. The Giants no runs on 4 hits tonight. Oh, and well inside as that got away from Hunter Jones. 3-1 the count now on the Giants shortstop, who is anything but short. And a 1-out walk given up by Hunter Jones puts a runner over at first. And top of the order now, Elijah Olibal will step in. He struck out twice and then had a double back in the 5th inning. First pitch in for a strike. Gulls looking to take this 1-0 lead into the bottom half of the 7th and maybe add on to it. Hunter Jones is going to have his work cut out for him here, though, with the top of the order and Olibal and then Connor Rainey. And he's just missing on that outside corner, I think. He's not getting the call from home plate umpire Brad Johnston. No doubt about that one.
Yeah.
2-2 the count now on the Giants right fielder and leadoff hitter, with the base runner over at first in Swenomson. And Hunter Jones with his 2nd strikeout of the inning, 3rd of the night. Sits down Elijah Olibal with a nice pitch here. Another one with lots of movement, fooling these Fort McMurray batters.
Replay brought to you by Hearthstone Property Management. Always love to see the action after it is played, and this one grounded right to Yakamoto, and he makes no mistake there to throw off the lead runner to get the 3rd out of the inning. So the Gulls get a couple give up a couple base runners. However, they escape this inning, not allowing the Giants anything as they head to the bottom of the 7th inning. You're watching Gulls baseball on visitsylvanlake.ca.
Well, Liam Taft is still in the game for the Fort McMurray Giants. 74 pitches is his count right now. His team trails 1-0. Simon Baker will lead things off for the Gulls. And a couple of pitchers are up in the Giants bullpen. But Taft starts Baker off with a called strike. Baker grounded out to second and flew out to center field in his 2 at-bats to this point. And that bounces in front of the plate. Count now 1-1. Bottom of the 7th. Gulls with a 1-0 lead. An RBI double by the newcomer, Anthony Gilbert, in his 3rd at bat as a Sylvan Lake Gull. And it was a walk that started that inning. Jaden Flores drew a walk and then stole second base.
Yeah, it was the first steal of the night, too, for the Sylvan Lake Gulls that kind of got him in scoring position. And then he got himself over to 3rd after Brooks Bachman moved him over there with a ground out to 2nd. And just a really, and then you wondered, okay, are the Gulls going to be able to keep it going? Bryce Turner strikes out, and then you're all of a sudden sitting at 2 outs. You didn't know if they were going to strand another man on base, and yeah, it was a clutch play there by the newcomer Anthony Gilbert to make a name for himself in his first game in the blue uniform.
So a full count on Simon Baker as he leads things off here in the bottom half of the 7th inning. And he skies this to the shortstop, Swenson, and he moves to his left as he tracks it down. And that was just a loud out, is all that was.
And we're getting word warming up in the bullpen for the Giants is number 13, Flynn McGahan, who is from Perth, Australia. And he'll maybe potentially make his way into this ball game at some point here shortly, as we noticed Liam Taft is now upwards of 80 pitches now.
Well, these Giants, they've got a very eclectic and international kind of lineup with a gentleman from, as you mentioned, warming up from Perth, Australia.
Yeah, you got a couple.
They got a guy from
Aruba.
From Aruba, that's right. Ash Amerlan.
Quite a few locals, too, on this team. 3, 4, 5. Minimum 5 players from Fort McMurray.
That's great.
Yeah. So they like to keep things local as well.
Good for the minor ball program, too, I'm sure.
Yeah, of course.
2-0 the count here on Kyle Lewis. And he gives this a ride to deep left field, but that's right on the warning track. And Camden Sanders hauls it in for the 2nd out.
Well, I'll tell you what, had that wind not been there, that was gone.
I believe it was, yes.
That wind really held that in the ballpark for Fort McMurray, and it just came to a dead halt.
And it kind of hung up there, didn't it?
It did. On a normal night, that's probably gone.
Tai Yukamoto steps in now. He's been on base a couple of times, a walk and a single, and then flew out to right field. A deep fly to right field, by the way. That was up near the warning track.
Yeah, and this will favor the lefty. With the wind where it is, if he can pull on this, this will not take much to get out of here.
That misses inside. Count 1-1 now. A base hit might be the end of the night for Liam Taft. Then again, I know the Giants have some double headers coming up as they head down head over to Saskatchewan. Some of those games were rained out or smoked out, so they had a couple of double headers coming up. So they're probably grateful that Liam Taft has gone, as far as he's gone tonight, saved a little bit on their bullpen.
Yeah.
And then, of course, everybody's got the day off tomorrow, except for the All-Stars, who won't pitch much anyway.
No, the pitchers won't probably get a lot of work anyway. They'll be more going up there for the experience and, take in the atmosphere, see, just kind of mingle with other players.
Yeah.
Some might even be teammates.
Stay right.
Yep.
2-2 the count on Yukamoto. Looking to keep the inning alive for the Gulls. Ooh, that was just outside. And the count now full on the Gulls shortstop from the island of Oahu. The payoff pitch here from Taft, and that is sent out to center field. And you see how easy Connor Rainey makes it look. He just slides over, just glides over on top of the grass and makes the grab. So brings the inning to a close. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We are through 7 complete. 1-0 Gulls lead it with the Giants coming to bat.
One nothing Gulls lead it here in Sylvan Lake, but as we mentioned, All-Star game tomorrow, so that means there's a little bit of a break on Saturday. So then the next game after that will be here on Sunday night at Gulls Field. It's going to be a later one, though. Note on a Sunday, it's a 6 p.m. start, and that's going to be the team that's fighting for second place in the West. It's going to be a good game. Lethbridge Bulls in town before the Sylvan Lake Gulls will then fly away for a little bit on July 22nd, where they go down to take on the Brooks Bombers. So, some games definitely down the stretch. It's going to be a busy ending to July, beginning of August. Really, we are kind of coming down to the crunch of the end of the season, which is weird to say already that we're getting that close. But yeah, 10 home games left, including the one that we are at tonight. 9 more after this one. So not a lot of chances to get yourself out to a Gulls baseball game. If you do plan on it this year, I would highly suggest, there's the word, that you get out to one and buy your tickets online, sylvanlakegulls.com. Talking's hard, Jim, when you've been gone for 8 days, missed 4 games. Like, apparently I forgot how to talk, but highly suggest you get your tickets online. Come to a Gulls game. I was just telling everybody 9 games left, Jim, at home.
9 games, really?
That's it.
We got some double headers coming up too,
and
don't
some
we?
double headers in amongst those 9 games.
Yeah. Hey, talking was rough for me over the last few days too. So, and I wasn't gone. Well, I guess I was mentally, but 1-1 the count here. What did I miss?
Well, you missed a note.
Okay, what was that?
There's a pop-up.
Pop-up.
Yep.
Where?
Over to third.
Okay. I just want to know. That was Matt Rhodes, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to catch up. Sorry, I was
That's
absent.
all right.
And Hunter Jones picks off Lane Snow, the DH. And that gives the Giants a base runner here in the top half of the 8th inning. As Jones comes in a little too tight.
Oh, right on the elbow.
Right on the elbow. And that area they call the humerus, the funny bone. It's not funny at all. Never is. It's like your hand just goes numb. And in fact, it's hurting him enough that they put in a pinch runner.
Yeah, and that's going to be number 5, Connor Martin coming in from Abbotsford, BC. It's a pinch run. So that'll bring up Nick Savi, who is dangerous tonight. You got to be very mindful if you're Hunter Jones here right now facing this batter. He has had the most success out of everybody for the Giants on a tough night at the plate for a lot of people. And there it is again, a base hit up the left side will land. So 2 base runners for Fort McMurray. That's 3 for 4 on the night now for Savi. 2 singles and a double. He picks up from where he left off. He makes it look easy tonight. He's seeing everything.
Yeah, he's definitely seen the big ball, not the little ball. Well, that'll bring up the third baseman, Zach Kavanaugh. But we have a little meeting of the mound with Hunter Jones and Matt Kavanaugh. Zach Kavanaugh, Matt Hape. You thought because you were away.
Well,
I was here the whole time.
It's easy to do it.
So about Taylor Swift. No, just kidding. I don't have anything.
You got nothing?
No.
All right. Fair.
She got long legs. That I know.
You know what she looks like?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, I know who she is. I just couldn't name a song. I mean, that's just me. Okay.
Come on, let's hear you.
Well, we're never getting back together. But we did, Jim. I'm back. Right?
Yes, you are.
Yeah, I'm back.
Yes, you are.
We're back together. We got friendship bracelets. We're tighter than ever.
There it is.
BFFs. Best BFFs, by the way. I love it. Yeah. Don't ask how much I had to pay Jim to wear a bracelet before this game, but he did it finally. I had to bag him a little bit. Gotta do it.
I will transfer this off of my wrist to my wife.
There you go.
So
yeah, there you go. She'll like it.
Well, she is my BFF. She is.
Cute. That's how you stay married for 40, 41, 3?
43.
Yeah, 43 years.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Plus, I usually keep my mouth shut, which I know is hard to believe.
Yeah. You'll bring her a bracelet. She'll bring you tape.
Duct tape.
Yep.
It fixes everything.
It's actually funny. Speaking of tape, my buddy that I just visited in Sick Moose, his wife makes him tape his mouth shut every night.
Okay.
It's a snoring thing.
Oh, it's a snoring thing.
Yeah, but he actually tapes his mouth shut every night.
Wow. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's new, isn't it?
There might be some health hazards in that in that style of sleeping, but I don't know. 2-1 the count here. 3-1 now, sure, on Zach Kavanaugh. As the Giants with base runners on first and second and 1 down here in the top half of the 8th inning. The Gulls with a 1-0 lead as Hunter Jones on the mound taking over for Josh Tucker, who had an outstanding evening with 12 strikeouts. And Jones gives up a walk to load the bases for Coleman Kawaguchi.
That's going to do it for the night for Hunter Jones. And I believe I know who's coming in, and it's the Vancouver product and Dylan Meitner coming in relief. So that'll do it for Hunter Jones as he hands the ball off to Matt Hape. Crowd gives him applause. And Sylvan Lake Gulls will have their first test of the night, being a little bit of a hole here. Bases loaded. Meitner coming in. We'll be back with the rest of the top half of this 8th inning. So there's the Vancouver product, the UBC product as well. Dylan Meitner coming in relief for Hunter Jones. And now I got a story, and you're wondering maybe why, if you've been watching the last few broadcasts, okay, where's Kale? Well, I didn't get fired. I was on vacation, and I was in Vancouver, actually, where Meitner's from, and I was at a wedding. And I decided, why not? I know there's a couple former Gulls. I know there's a current Gull playing from UBC, so I figured I'm in Vancouver, had some time to kill. Why not take a little drive to the far west coast of Vancouver? We weren't far from. We were only a 10-minute drive from the University of British Columbia. So I decided to take a drive, me and my girlfriend, to the campus, and we did a nice drive through the campus. That's a big campus, by the way.
I bet, yeah.
And, you know, if there's ever a forest fire, that campus is in big trouble because it's just nothing but heavy forest all around it. But beautiful campus. One of the nicest campuses, actually, I think I've ever seen in my life. So Meitner, he's treated pretty well. And, I mean, it's got to be nice to live right in Vancouver, too. I'm sure he lives with mom and dad, doesn't have to pay any, you know, rent on anything, you know, saving money while going to school. It's probably just a win-win for this kid. But shout out to the Meitner family. Beautiful city. That was my first time ever in Vancouver, and that was just last weekend. So had a lot of fun. It was a great time, and UBC is a great facility. Baseball field looks like a pretty nice ballpark too.
I bet.
Yeah, it looks pretty nice. I didn't get to see it super up close. Like, we drove by it and I saw the foul poles, and I'm like, okay, that looks like a ball diamond, you know. Pretty nice spot to play. Went to the Thunderbirds football field, Jim. You'll like this. They got a field.
Oh, I'm sure they do.
Yeah, and in fact, we were staying with the head coach of the UBC Thunderbirds football team.
Really?
We were.
Oh, wow.
And he is the most decorated Canadian college football coach in all Canada.
They have a strong team almost every year.
Yeah. Well, when he came, they were a weak team. And when that first year he came, they went all the way to the Nationals.
Well, there's a big strikeout for the University of BC product, Dylan Meitner, as he gets Coleman Kamaguchi to swing and miss. So 2 down here with the bases loaded. Well done there by the young man from BC.
Absolutely.
This will bring up the left fielder, Camden Sanders, who has not hit the ball yet. He struck out all 3 times. Once against Hunter Jones, and the other 2 times against Josh Tucker. And Dylan Meitner is saying, well, okay, I can get in on that action, as he delivers a strike. And makes it 2 in a row. So Meitner ahead 0-2 quickly with 2 down, bases loaded. Coming in, taking over from Hunter Jones, and the slow clap starts to urge him on to get the 3rd strike. And fouled off there by Sanders to stay alive.
And all that his college teammate can do from the bench is cheer on the other side. Cameron Moore of the Fort McMurray Giants, and also a UBC product. He's a pitcher. He's watching from the bench right now.
The 0-2 pitch. That misses down low. The count 1-2 now.
Good pitch there. It's a nice thing about being in the driver's seat when you're a pitcher. You get to kind of work your way around the strike zone, trying to get that batter chasing anything he sees. Put some movement on it.
And that misses up high. The count now 2-2. There's a good little battle going here between Camden Sanders of the Giants and the Gulls pitcher Dylan Meitner. And that misses down low. The count now full. After going up 0-2, Sanders has fought back to bring the count full. With the bases loaded, everybody will be moving on this pitch. And a called 3rd strike as Dylan Meitner settles down and does the job, and his teammates are quite happy about that. And Dylan Meitner's a little pumped up as he's going through the line there, shaking hands. He's quite impressed with himself, and why shouldn't he be? Bases loaded, he strikes out the last two guys, and we are headed to the bottom of the 8th. Gulls with a 1-0 lead. Well, we are back. That looks like a new pitcher for the Fort McMurray Giants. This is number 13, Flynn McGahan. I'm butchering his name. Anyways, he's from Perth, Australia.
McGuyan, maybe? Flynn McGuyan? Yeah.
And that'll bring up. Sorry, Mick, I kind of messed up your name there, buddy. And bunt attempt by Jaden Flores to start things off here in the bottom of the 8th. And it goes foul. McGahan.
McGahan, yeah.
That's what I'm going with.
McGahan, yeah. Sure, we'll go with McGahan.
Okay.
I'm going with what you're going with, partner. It'd be bad if we're both saying different names, so I guess we'll have to settle on one here.
We might be. And Flores hits this off the fists out to center field, and we know what happens when the ball's in the air out in center field. And Carter Rainey generally gets to it, and he does for this one. That's the 6th fly ball to center field tonight.
The second baseman, third baseman, number 2,
Brooks Bachman steps in now to try and get something going for the Gulls here in the bottom of the 8th inning. A 1-0 lead by the Gulls. And it's on shaky ground. And it certainly was the last inning with the bases loaded and 1 out. And Dylan Meitner came in and struck out the next 2 batters, including a full count called third strike.
Yeah, that was a little drama to end that inning, that's for sure.
That's way more exciting than watching guys hit home runs all day and scoring runs like crazy, slow pitch game.
Yeah. It's been a fun game to watch, and a lot of the,
in my opinion.
Well, I think a lot of baseball players, including Hunter Jones, will tell you that. Like, anytime that you can have a game where you have to earn those runs, that makes it just so much more enjoyable for for a batter, even in a batter's perspective. Yeah. Knowing that you have to earn it to get anything. So
well, it gives you a different feeling when you pick up the bat and walk to home plate. It's like, okay, you know what? The game is riding on me, maybe.
A challenge, yeah.
Small little things. You never know You know, 3 or 4 plays can make up a game and make the difference. You never know when they're going to happen, though. It could be in the first inning. It could be in the 9th inning. And a called strike there on Bachman as the count now full with 1 down here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
That was a great curveball.
Like the other night, the 5-0 win. The winning run came in the 3rd inning.
Yeah. We've seen that a couple times this year too, though, where it's the game's decided early with the offense, and then things just shut down completely after that. So.
And Bachman draws the walk. So now the Gulls with a base runner over at first, and Bryce Turner, who had a solo home run last night. That was an absolute, well, it's just a bullet that went over the left field wall. It was one of those, you heard it and you knew it was gone. And that misses outside for ball 1. I think Brooks has got the wheels to steal. He's got a decent lead over there. They may give him the green light to go. Now misses inside. 3-0 the count now on Bryce Turner. Do you dare give him the green light to swing on 3-0?
Yeah, I don't know, with a
1-0 game.
Quiet night like tonight. Nope.
Nope, he was taken all the way. Anthony Gilbert, the designated hitter, is on deck. He has the only RBI of the night. And right now it stands as the winning run, but we still have this inning to play and the top of the 9th for the Giants to come back. And Turner hits this a long ways out to center field, but look at the wheels on Connor Rainey as he just tracks that one down. You got to hit it over the fence if you want to beat this guy in center field.
Yeah, 7 catches on the night for Rainey out in center field, and he just has, you think there's a bike underneath of him, that he can just get to that ball in no time. Might not be the tallest guy out there, but those little legs can really move.
Yeah, I can't believe he's not an all-star.
Yeah.
In the 3 games that I've seen him play,
he's a heck of a center fielder.
He covers an awful lot of ground, and he can steal bases too.
Yeah,
obviously with that speed.
He's a threat, on both sides of this game.
So Anthony Gilbert steps in now. And that misses outside. 2-0 now. 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 1-0 Gulls lead it.
Winning run off the bat of Anthony Gilbert. First ever appearance in a Gulls uniform here tonight.
And he sends this right up the elevator shaft. And Zach Kavanaugh comes in all the way from third base to make the catch and bring the inning to a close. The Gulls leave 1 man on base and don't score the run, but we are going to the 9th. Sylvan Lake leading 1-0. Well, Dylan Meitner gets the privilege of coming out for the 9th inning after what he did to close out the 8th. Bases loaded and strikes out the last 2 guys. He'll face a pinch hitter here in Scott Allen as he's hitting for the shortstop, Ben Swenenson.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's very well deserved to be able to come out, close this game in such a tight game, but also, you know, when you came into a situation with bases loaded, only 1 out, you strike out both batters. I don't think it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
There's no thought going into the bullpen one more time for somebody else to come into this one. Like Meitner, he lives for this kind of stuff, and you can tell he can do it under pressure, no problem. And the rain is starting to fall too, so you know that could also play an impact maybe on how this last inning goes. Who knows?
2-1 the count on Scott Allen, the pinch hitter here tonight. He fouls this out of play. The count now 2-2.
And you can start to see that everybody trying to get some kind of cover with a little bit of rain starting to come down here in Sylvan Lake, Alberta. It just couldn't quite hold off long enough, could it, Jim?
No, it just couldn't. The 2-2 pitch misses high. The count now full. Nobody warming up at the bullpen for the Gulls. So this is Dylan Meitner's job right now, is to somehow get 3 outs. But he starts things off with a leadoff walk to the pinch hitter, Scott Allen. And that'll bring up the top of the order Elijah Olivelle, who has struck out 3 times but has a double to his name as well. So the Giants have the tying run on base now with nobody out. And the left-hander against the left-hander here. And a called strike to start off Olivelle. And he shows bunt, but pulls the bat back. They count 1-1 now. Well, it looks like Jacob Rochelle is warming up in the Gulls bullpen.
There
Sunshine.
He is, yeah, Sunshine.
And that's bunted perfectly. Meitner off the rubber, and that ball gets away. And Simon Baker was covering over in right field. And he keeps the base runners from crossing home plate, especially Scott Allen with the tying run. But an error to the pitcher, Dylan Meitner, as he threw that one hard and way to the left of first base.
That's a tough play for a left-hander too to make, and just a perfect bunt, honestly, from Elijah Olivelle to have to make him make that play. But that might be it for Meitner. It will be.
Yeah, he's handing the ball over to Matt Hape, and I believe Jacob Rochelle is going to be coming in. So we'll take a break as Meitner heads off. And he did his job, but now he's put his team in a little bit of a bind here with that, and he's hoping that his teammates will help him out of that one. Jacob Rochelle takes over from Dylan Meichner as their Gulls are trying to close out this 1-0 lead here against the stubborn Fort McMurray Giants. They've got base runners on second and third with nobody out here in the top of the ninth. So you want a pressure situation? Here you go. This is it for Jacob Rochelle and the Gulls as he starts things off with Connor Rainey with a strike.
You know, and just where the runners are too, this doesn't set up well for the Gulls either, with, you know, no double play even in the works at all or anything like that. It's got to be kind of done by one person.
Well, a pop-up or a shallow hit to the outfield, or a fly ball to the outfield, very shallow though, might keep the base runners there.
Yeah. And I will tell you this, one more strikeout ties the league record for most by a team. Again, they did this not that long ago.
Against Brooks.
Yep.
And that is going to drive in the tying run right there. As Connor Rainey has been doing it with his glove all night, and now he comes up and does it with his bat as he drives in the tying run for the Fort McMurray Giants here in the 9th inning. A well hit ball here by Connor Rainey. There's no doubt about it. That puts runners on the corners. And brings up the home run inning contest participant for the Giants in Matt Rhodes.
It's kind of meat of the batting order right now.
And they're going to put him on.
Yeah.
And pitch to Connor Martin. And why not? You take the bat out of the home run hitter. You leave the any base for an out. Generally home plate to save the run. But the Giants are not going away. They are stubborn for sure. And that's fouled out of play. Seven hits on the night for the Fort McMurray Giants. 3 for the Sylvan Lake Gulls. And Rochelle up 0-2 on Connor Martin. This is a big out here for the Gulls.
Huge out, yep.
And a good pitch there. He pulls the string on that one and strikes out Connor Martin for the first out of the inning.
Yeah, that had a lot of movement on it from up to down into the turf. That was a brilliant pitch by Rochelle.
Now we've got the man who is 3 for 4 on the night. So, you know, it just doesn't get any easier here for Jacob Rochelle.
This is where you need a double play badly.
That misses outside. Ball 1.
Yeah, you're right. You mentioned it. This is the biggest test probably right here of the night of the batting order. And this guy right now, the way he's been playing.
Oh.
Nick Savi. He's been seeing it well tonight.
And outside pitch gets the call. Evens the count of 1-1. Savi with a double in the second, a single in the 6th, and another single in the 8th. He struck out back in the 4th, but that's the only blip. fouls that back. The count 1-2 now. Zach Kavanaugh, the third baseman, is on deck. The base is loaded here in the top of the 9th inning. Gulls and Giants all tied at 1. And a big strikeout there by Jacob Rochelle.
Absolutely incredible stuff from Rochelle as it goes right down the middle. He has absolutely all the confidence in the world with that pitch, and Savi swings right underneath of it, missing it completely. That was a heck of a pitch. Now just maybe a little bit more pressure has been taken off from this Gulls defense.
Well, any base now will get the third out.
Any pop up anything is huge.
1-0 the count to Kavanaugh, who struck out twice and walked twice, so he's 0 for 2 on the night. And he grounds this down to first, and scooped by Bryce Turner. Steps on the bag and brings the inning to a close. But the Giants do tie it up on a base hit by Connor Rainey. We are all knotted at 1, heading to the bottom of the 9th. New pitcher on the mound for the Fort McMurray Giants. This is Wyatt Culbertson. And he'll face a new batter here as Michael Quick is being hit for by Brock Tiarina.
And why not? I mean, no surprise. He was the player of the week just 4 days ago. In 6 games, he had 23 at-bats, 3 runs, 10 hits, 3 RBIs, and he was batting .435.
Well, those aren't bad numbers,
So,
right?
yeah, I wonder why they're putting number 11 in right now. It's a smart move by Coach Chatwood. You know, you got to go with the guy that's been hot lately, and he is needing a huge and hot performance here.
So Tiarina will lead it off, and then Trip Ray, Simon Baker, and then we go from there. But all 3 of these guys, Tiarina, Ray, and Baker, can end the game.
I'm going to say this, Jim. Sylvan Lake Gulls broke a record tonight, a league record. Most Ks combined by a team at 19. Look at all of those Ks.
Boom, boom, boom.
That is why it's only a 1-1 ball game right now, ladies and gentlemen. Because in good part to the guy that started those Ks with 12 himself, Josh Tucker.
100%.
But they got the job done. The pitching staff did what they needed to do. It got a little dicey near the end. Yeah, Fort McMurray tied in the top of the ninth to keep this game going, but Sylvan Lake Gulls still have the chance to win it right here in the bottom of the ninth with this guy at the plate. Nice check swing there. Ball 2. They checked down at third, but they say he didn't go around.
Two and 1 the count on T Arena. He fouls that back to even the count at 2-2. The Gulls looking to take 2 of 3 here at home against the Fort McMurray Giants, but the Giants have other plans. They want to go away with 2 wins. And T Arena's hanging in there. Wonder if he got himself a new bat. He shattered his bat the other night. He took a mighty swing and the barrel went flying down the right field line, and he was standing there with just a handle about maybe a foot, 14 inches of handle. And he sends this out to center field, but
Guess
you know who's there.
Yeah.
And he makes the grab for the first out. That'll bring up Trip Ray.
Well, the one thing that the Gulls have done really good lately is the errors, and you know they've been very disciplined with that side of things. They've had 0 error. Tonight was their first error in the last 3 games, and it was a crucial one. It came back to haunt them. That's why this game is tied, really, at the end of the day. And but you know that's a huge part of winning ball games as well, is when you can limit yourself to not giving any free passes, if you will.
And Trip Ray gives this a ride to deep left field, and another outstanding catch.
Wow.
This time by Cameron Sanders.
You gotta be kidding me. Sanders has made a couple of those tonight. That just disappeared. Honestly, I didn't even think he got his glove on it. It looked the way from our vantage point, that looked like it almost cleared the fence. It just disappeared, but then he, like a magician, brings it out of his glove.
Yeah, well, look what I got.
Yeah.
Like pulling a rabbit out of the hat.
Exactly.
So Simon Baker is the last shot for the Gulls to walk this one off. And he takes that first pitch in for a ball. Baker's 0 for 3 on the night. Flew out to center and popped up to short and then grounded out to second. And he definitely has the power to launch this over the, any of these fences. Although out and left, boy, that's tough. A lot of balls have died out there in that wind.
Yeah, being a righty or a lefty, sorry, he could really pull on this.
He's waiting for his pitch now. I don't know, 3-0. You give a guy with this kind of bat the green light to go?
Nah, try to get on base.
Oh, that might have been one that he wanted, but he had to hold off on that one. Young man from Cochrane, Alberta, goes to Gonzaga University. Oh. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I agree with the fans on that one. That was a little outside, but full count.
Well, he floats this out to left field. Camden Sanders drops the ball. Wait a minute, folks.
They're calling him out.
Did he not drop that? I thought I saw that hit the ground, but maybe I'm wrong.
Huh, okay. Let's take a look at the Hearthstone Property Management replay here. Okay. Catches it, and then he goes to play it. Yeah.
I think maybe they were saying he dropped it when he was
Yeah,
trying to transfer it.
yeah.
So anyway, we are going to extra innings, folks, here at Gulls Field up at Gatto Park. We're going to...
In extra innings here at Gulls Field, 1-1 between the Giants and the Gulls. Let's take a quick peek around the league, though, and see where everybody else ended up heading into the All-Star break. Down in Swift Current, the 57s beat Weyburn 2-1. It is still going on in Lethbridge, though. 5-3, the Bulls lead over the top team in the league, Saskatoon Berries, who are on pace to beat the Gulls record that was set last year for the most wins in a regular season at 44. They're already just, I believe, 6 shy of that right now, if I'm not mistaken. So, or actually might be 10. I could be wrong. So not far off anyways. Regina in Okotoks, Dogs lead 7-3 and actually won 7-3, and Medicine Hat losing 8-7 against Moose Jaw.
So leading things off here is the second baseman Coleman Kawaguchi. And he lays down a bunt to move the base runner, Zach Kavanaugh, over to third. They start with a base runner over at second. Kavanaugh was the last out in the 9th inning, so he was sent over to second base. And a good play there by Trip Ray as he gets out from behind the plate and makes the throw over to first to get the out. That'll bring up the left fielder, Camden Sanders.
So, yeah, sorry, my apologies. 10 wins away, Saskatoon is from tying that league record.
Uh-oh. That's a well hit, and that is going to clear the fence as Camden Sanders, who has struck out 4 times tonight, gets his first base hit, and it's a 2-run shot here in the top of the 10th inning to give the Giants a 3-1 lead over the Sylvan Lake Gulls. Well, not much you can do about that. As Brock Tiarina was playing in shallow to try and cut the run off at home, and he could just watch that go over his head. So 1-0 the count here on Scott Allen as he grounds this down to third. Bachman with the throw and the stretch there by Bryce Turner. And that's the second out of the inning here. The damage already done, though, off the bat of Camden Sanders. But a good play there by Bachman and a good grab by Turner. That'll bring up Elijah Olibal. With 2 down. So the Gulls are going to have their work cut out for them in the bottom of the 10th. They'll have Kyle Lewis, Ty Yukamoto, and Jaden Flores as their scheduled batters.
Yeah, Yeah, they got their work cut out for them. A little bit of pressure now into the Gulls' favor. For the most of this whole game, it just looked like Sylvan Lake was in control. And even with a 1-run lead, you knew it was still too shallow of a margin of a lead to hold on to. And sure enough, Fort McMurray proved that late in this game. So late that it was in the top of the ninth to finally tie it. And then now they take their first lead when it matters here in the extra innings.
That's fouled off, and the count 1-2 on Elijah Olibel. Gulls looking to limit the damage here to just the 3 runs, or the 2 runs in this inning.
The Gulls did, however, get down in extra innings just within the last week. They got down, and then they ended up coming back and winning that one in a wild one of the more memorable games here at Gulls Field, and of course I had to miss it.
A little controversial, that one was.
Yeah.
But it was a 4-3 win. The Gulls scoring 2 runs to pull out the victory over the Brooks Bombers. 1-2 count. Jacob Rochelle still on the mound for Sylvan Lake with 2 down. And that's grounded foul. And the Giants are all standing on the edge there, seeing if they can get another run here. That misses inside. 2-2 the count now. On deck is Connor Rainey. He's the man that tied this thing up. He's responsible for the extra inning here. Oh, and I think that hit Olibel.
It did.
And I think that hit Trip Ray in the head, maybe, or
right in the ear.
He's not happy.
Let's take a look at the Hearthstone Property Management replay here as this goes right off the right foot and then off the side of the ear as Ray was trying to go to block that ball, and just a unfortunate bounce the wrong way.
Yeah, and trainer Rob Manka was out there to quickly to make sure that the catcher for the Gulls is okay, and looks like he's staying in there. Of course he is.
Yep, he's going to shake it off.
Young man from Tennessee. So Olibel over at first now. Connor Rainey swings at the first pitch, and a good strong throw by Brooks Bachman. Nails Connor Rainey to bring the inning to a close. But the Giants, with a 2-run shot, they have a 3-1 lead. Gulls coming to bat. Bottom of 10 here at Gulls Field up at Gattle Park. Jim Claggett, Cale Clark here on FloCollege. WCBL action between the Giants and the Sylvan Lake Gulls. And Kyle Lewis will lead things off for the Gulls here, trailing 3-1 in the bottom of the 10th. And Wyatt Culbertson is still on the mound. He did a good job, a 3-up, 3-down inning in the 9th to keep it at 1-1. And then Camden Sanders hits a 2-run shot to give the Giants that lead, and they're looking to close it out right now. So Simon Baker is the base runner over at second, as he was the final out of the 9th inning for the Gulls. And this is well hit to deep center field, and that's going to move Simon Baker over to third. So the job done there by Kyle Lewis with the sacrifice fly. And that brings the tying run to the plate in the form of Tai Yukamoto. But they got to get the first one before they can get the second one.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of a positive thing of seeing Kyle Lewis be the leadoff batter in this situation, is that all 3 times before that bat, he flew it out deep to the fields. And, that just was exactly what they needed to get Simon Baker in scoring position even closer.
Called strike there on Yukamoto, who has been on base twice, a walk, a single, and then he's a fly out to center and a fly out to right. Right now he needs something to find some green grass.
Wyatt Culbertson still the man on the mound for the Giants.
Good eye there by Yukamoto. So Simon Baker over at third base. Tai Yukamoto at the plate. And he fouls that off to even the count at 2-2. Giants got a run in the 9th and then 2 in the extra frame to have a 3-1 lead. The Gulls scoring their only run in the 6th inning.
Good eye again by Tai Yukamoto. Not to take any chances on that inside pitch.
Yukamoto is the tying run. And he is now on base. So we're not done yet, folks.
Nope, we sure aren't. This is getting interesting.
Here's probably the most dangerous hitter in the Gulls lineup right now, and that's Jaden Flores. He's had a tough night, though. Well, actually, no, he hasn't.
He's had a single.
No, it's a single and a walk.
Twice.
Yeah, he's been on base twice, so he flew out to center field twice as well. So now Yukamoto has the potential to steal. First pitch in for a strike on Jaden Flores. And I think, if I'm Yukamoto, I'm going, because if they throw down there, Simon Baker can score.
Yeah, exactly.
And bring you within 1. But never mind that, as Flores strokes this into left field, and Simon Baker crosses the plate and brings the Gulls to within 1. And they don't have to sacrifice anybody on that regard.
That was just a well-hit ball. Nice turn onto it. Drops into shallow left field. And that's how you're going to have to land any base hits in the outfield. You got to be well shallow. It's got to be a line drive, because we've seen it all night that those fielders in left, center, and in right, they can get underneath one quickly. They have speed. You got to keep them low. You got to come up over top of it, but obviously not too much because the infielders are just as talented. It's not an this Giants defense is not easy to get anything through, and it's been a tough go for everybody tonight.
I think this is a good matchup too here for the Gulls with a left-hander on the
right-handed pitcher,
against a right-handed pitcher.
Yeah, they're not changing anything up. That's for sure. They're sticking with their offense. We saw Fort Mac kind of change things up with their lineups, but Gulls for the most part sticking to their guns.
Bachman sends this down to second base. This could be a double play, and it is. A game-ending double play by the Fort McMurray Giants as they sneak out another win against the Sylvan Lake Gulls. They take 2 out of 3 here at Gulls Field at Pagattle Park, and full marks for the win for the Fort McMurray Giants as they hung in there against the Gulls and out-hit them and outscored them.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, it's good credit to the Giants. They stayed patient against a team that wasn't giving them anything offensively-wise for the majority of that game, and they just waited their turn until they needed to, and they took advantage when they could, and that's how they won this ball game. But we're going to go down to field level with our player of the game, who had a lot of Ks on the fence tonight, Josh Tucker.
Behind home plate, here's Jared Waldo.
Thank you very much, Joe. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, your EG Auctions player of the game. Tonight's starting pitcher, Josh Tucker. Josh, those are 2 back-to-back really close games. Tough one to lose tonight, but just talk about the performance of your team tonight.
We played hard. I mean, we hit a lot of balls hard in the air, so wind was kind of killing it tonight, but pitched great. But in the end, we just lost. So.
You know, yourself, you had a great game, 12 Ks for yourself. Hunter comes in, does a great job supporting. You know, your entire pitching staff this entire season, especially lately, has really been doing well. And you're right, those deep shots, they're just not there for whatever reason, be it the wind or whatever. But just talk about your pitching staff and their performance tonight.
We did a really good job, held them off for 9 innings, and then kind of fell apart a little bit. But we're going to bounce back and get the next game, I think, Sunday.
You know, and I do want to ask you, because this is the first opportunity we've had to chat. You've been a long-time Gull. You've been coming back for quite a few seasons. What is it about this team and this community that keeps you coming back year after year?
I mean, look at this field. First of all, it's a great field. Fans are always into it, and they're great fans. So it's always a great atmosphere to play in front of. I love it here.
Well, we love having you here, and best of luck on the way out. Thank you very much, Josh. Your EG Auctions player of the game, Josh Tucker.
Tough one to swallow, especially if you're Josh Tucker, just knowing that, you know, you had a performance, 12 Ks. The one positive thing the Gulls could take away is that they broke a league record tonight for the most combined strikeouts by a team on one night. I mean, that's got something that you can take away from and be very proud of. It's just unfortunate for them. A late comeback was the winner.
It was one of those nights. I mean, the Giants stranded 13 base runners and out-hit the Gulls, and it came down to an extra inning, and the Gulls stranded 7 base runners and only got 3 hits on the night, or 4 hits. Yeah, 4 hits on the night. So, but the strikeouts. I mean, there was a little bit of everything in here, and this is WCBL ball right there.
Well, it was the hits that mattered for Fort McMurray Giants, and that's just what you call don't give up. When things aren't going your way, just keep at it and keep on the bats, and that's what the Giants did right. But Josh Tucker started things off just hot. He met business, and the Ks showed for it. 12 Ks on the night for our starting pitcher. Everybody was pumped. I don't think he cracked a smile. He doesn't crack smiles at all, but that was all serious, all business. Gulls finally found a way to get on the bat. They got 1 run in. They thought the way this game was going, that's all they needed. However, unfortunately for them, they were feeling it, but the crowd was having fun. But the Giants came back and took this one 3-2 in extra innings. We'll take a quick break tomorrow for the All-Star game, but then the Sylvan Lake Gulls are back in action Sunday night against the Lethbridge Bulls, 6 p.m. start. For Jim Claggett, I'm Cale Clark, and the broadcast crew with another bird's eye view on this one. Have a good night.